Listen closely, little Timmy, and let me tell you a story. When your great grandpappy discovered Warhammer, he didn't just paint models. He made a terrible financial decision. Every week or two after work, he'd buy just a little bit more. Now I know what you're thinking.
Grandpa, you finished them all, right?
Of course not, little Timmy, and that's why I'm leaving this massive pile of shame to you.
Honey, what's wrong? Did you have the dream again?
Uh, yeah, I'm okay. I just need to go take a walk. Must suck to be that guy, and of course I know him. He's me. Because recently, I did the thing you're not supposed to do. I counted my pile of shame. What's finished, what's primed, and what I haven't even opened. And I came to a horrifying conclusion. The unthinkable, the impossible. I bought too much Warhammer. My gray pile of shame is so big that it makes the Great Pacific Garbage Patch blush with how much plastic waste is just sitting there.
Oh my god!
And it's left me with a simple question. How am I going to get through it all? Well, first I have to do what any good recovering plastic addict will suggest. Buy more minis. Oh, wait, no. I have to quantify the problem. Thanks to this nifty site, Miniature Inventory, this is not a sponsorship, it just really helped me categorize it all. I was able to enter in what I have, how close it is done, and how much further I have to take it. So once I actually counted the damage, oh god. If numbers this red showed up on the S&P 500, New York stockbrokers would be learning how to fly like it was 1929 all over again. 125 of my minis are finished, which doesn't sound half bad until you realize around another 80-ish are primed or partially done, and that leaves the small remainder, 413, sitting on sprues, unbuilt, and silently judging me. I roughly cut everything I own into 3 groups in a bid to stay sane while staring down my 625 Warhammer minis. There's the Imperial Guard section, the Age of Sigmar boxes, and the everything else I impulse bought at 2 a.m. group. Astra Militarum, or for those of you belonging in a retirement home, the Imperial Guard, the biggest group of the 3, being 239 minis strong and significantly more finished than anything else, with 107 minis being done to my standard, 60 being assembled and primed, and the remaining 72 being on sprue. The major parts I'm missing is all 3 Rogaldorn tanks being in a state of unfinishedness, as well as any Krieg cavalrymen or Attilan Rough Riders being the major standouts. And while finishing them wouldn't put a huge dent in numbers-wise, looks-wise, it would clean up a huge section of the army. And like any good piece of internet content, we're here for the looks. Casting our gaze onto Fantasyland, the Age of Sigmar parts of my collection is a different mess entirely, with the only completed units being the Karadrana Overlord Spearhead, and 2 Stormcast Eternals that my fiance and I got to paint for free from a GW giveaway. You know the ones that they use to draw new people? Well, joke's on them. I only impulse bought a Guard Sentinel over that. Most of this pile comes from me thinking I was getting into AOS. Twice. Turns out, I was just really into buying big box sets, with the Cities of Sigmar and Ossiarch Bone Reaper spearheads really just rubbing it in. Clearly with AOS I have my work cut out for me, but I believe the Cities of Sigmar and Ossiarch spearheads are the standouts here, being plausible projects, and not just an entire entry box to the setting. Last but not least, we take a look at the final 115. I might have a problem. It's absolutely abysmal. Of the 115, only 1 of my 40k minis is finished. Specifically, a Tech Priest Dominist. Look at him, with his smug look of superiority. That bastard knows what he did. Besides him, there are another 38 AdMech, 32 World Eaters with the Primed Angron, 4 Chaos Knight War Dogs, and a lot of orcs I bought off of a friend leaving the hobby. He said something about needing to pay rent or something, but who would pay rent over getting more plastic? Of the lot, the 4 Chaos War Dogs and Angron are what's calling out the most. So now that I've painstakingly and not procrastinated at all by marking out the issue and key units worth focusing on, I need a plan. Rule 1. No new plastic. If while I'm doing this, I end up with 50 new minis, not only have I done something wrong, but I've actively failed at my goal to reduce the number of unfinished minis. Rule 2, clear what is closest to done. Like the Angron that's been sitting primed for almost 6 months. Built and primed minis come first, and then I can clear what's locked into a sprue. Rule 3, I'm here to clean up how it looks. I'm here for the big, visually impactful models. I already have 60 finished Cadian Guard, but next to 3 painted Rogaldorn tanks, they'll look like child's play. Rule 4, consistent time and effort. 5 or so hours a week at my hobby desk getting through it. What does this really look like? Finish the sad primed Angron, lay hands on the Rogaldorn tanks, clean up my cities of Sigmar, and if possible, stretch for the Chaos War Dogs. No new plastic, no distractions, consistent daily progress. After a month of this, which I admit is an ambitious goal, when I think I can get through about half of what I've said today, we'll come back and reassess what's next. Will this fix my pile of shame? Absolutely not. But it might stop it from being passed down to little Timmy. And if nothing else, I'll have a little less gray staring back at me when I go to sleep tonight. But if you struggle with clearing out your pile of shame, why don't you mosey on down and hit that like and subscribe button? Click that bell and share your struggles in the comments. And keep on watching for whatever is coming out next. I won't be taking as long of a break between this video as I did last time. And thank you for sticking to the end.